Welcome to Mrs. E English Skills. I'm Mrs. E and today we're looking at how to write an email. There are many reasons why you may need to write a formal or informal email. To catch up with a friend, a job application, to place or follow up an order or booking, to ask for information, to make a complaint, or to give advice or instructions. If you've watched session 4 using formal language, you should be easily able to determine what language type to use with each of these tasks. Should you use formal language or informal? Well, there is only one task here where I would say you would use informal language, and that is catching up with a friend. The rest require formal language because you don't know the recipient very well. And also you need to ensure your writing is clear and concise and easily understood. Let's look at the format of an email. If you've ever written a letter, the format of an email is very similar. It requires an introduction to let the reader know why you're writing, a main body to contain all of the points you'd like to cover, and a conclusion to summarise the main points in the email. However, the salutation, the bit that says "Dear", and the sign-off, the bit that says "Kind regards", are slightly different. Rather than including a sender's and receiver's addresses at the top, you simply include the recipient's email address. And you will also need a subject, for example, booking confirmation, which is like a title to inform the recipient of the purpose of the email straight away. Salutations. For informal emails, salutations can be "Hi" or "Hello". For more formal emails, you'll need a more formal salutation. If you do not know the recipient's name, you can use "Good morning", "Good afternoon", "To whom it may concern", or "Dear Sir/Madam". For formal emails where you do know the recipient's name, you will use the following: Dear Mr. for a male, Mrs. for a married female, Miss for an unmarried female, Ms. for a female whose status is unknown, and Doctor for a person with this status, and then you would use their last name. For example, Dear Mr. Richards. Now let's look at composing the email, which just means writing the email. So as I said before, you will need an introduction, main body, and conclusion. So your first paragraph, this is the introduction, and it introduces the email. It should be short and it should state why you're writing. Then the middle paragraphs are your main body, and these should contain all of the main points that you want to say. Make sure it's relevant and specific with enough detail to get your points across. Then your final paragraph, the last paragraph, this is the conclusion, and it can sum up your main points and should include what action you were expecting to happen as a result of the email being sent. You must always give some direction in your conclusion, even if it is just "I look forward to your response". So how do you end an email? Well, if your email is positive, like the example given here, then you can end it with "Kind regards" and then your name, or "Many thanks" and then your name. If an email is negative, for example, a complaint, then you can end it "Regards" and then your name. Obviously, you're not sending kind regards if you're unhappy with the service that you've received. Finally, if your email is informal, to a friend or a family member, then you can end it with lots of love, then your name, cheers, then your name. Pretty much any way, really, as there is no level of formality that you need to adhere to. Let's look at a sample question from Pearson Edexcel. You will be given some information, like this example here. And you can see you've been given an email address, sam@organisation.web, and this has been sent to everyone@organisation.web. And the subject is Charity Day. And it reads, "Hi everyone, next month we are having our annual Charity Day. We are thinking of raising money by washing cars, wearing silly clothes and having a cake sale. What do you think of these ideas? What are your ideas for raising money? Please also let us know what you can do to help. Can't wait to hear from you, Sam." Now you'll notice here there are three main things that you need to answer or get across. And they are, what do you think of these ideas? What are your ideas for raising money? And let us know what you can do to help. Sometimes the question will be worded with specific points you need to follow. So this question reads, write an email to Sam about your ideas for the Charity Day. In your email you should give your opinions on Sam's plans for raising the money, suggest other ways of raising money, say what you can do to help with the Charity Day. You should aim to write about 200 to 250 words. You'll notice here that the bullet points that they're asking you to address are the same questions that we looked at in the information given. It also says you should aim to write 200 to 250 words. This is about 1 page of handwritten words. If you are completing an online exam, there will be a word count on the screen for you to check how many words you've written. Usually, this might be a little bit less. It might be 150 to 200. So just double check the word count as it depends on the exam board. When trying to decide what type of language to use, formal or informal, and you were given an email, have a look at the language that's used in the email that is sent to you. Here we can see it's quite informal. It says, hi everyone, it ends with Sam, it's got a description, silly clothes. So there's a level of informality there. So you don't have to stick to the dear sir, madam, or dear Mr, etc. and the kind regards, many thanks. This is something that you should make a note of in your plan. So it's important that you make a plan in order to ensure that you include everything you need to include and that you write paragraphs in a logical order. When you've got your plan, you can tick off the elements as you write them. This will make sure that you keep to time as well and not go off on a tangent. So looking at the question then, we've got three main things we need to include, and they are the 3 bullet points. They can become our main body. So paragraphs 2, 3 and 4 would be, give your opinions on Sam's plans, suggest other ways of raising money, and say what you can do to help with the Charity Day. Then we need to add for paragraph 1 an introduction, why I'm writing the email, and paragraph 5 would be the conclusion, what will happen in the future, and maybe a summary of your ideas. Then all we need to add are the salutation, and as we know it's an informal email, we can use something along the lines of hi Sam or hello Sam. Then we'll add a subject, and you can reuse the same subject that the question used, Charity Day, or think of another relevant subject, and then you'll put Sam's email address above that. Finally, you will have your goodbye, whether it's cheers, thank you, many thanks. Once you've got this plan, you will be able to know when to swap to a new paragraph, So that will ensure your paragraphing is correct. And also, again, you will tick off everything as you go along, and you'll know that you've fulfilled the brief given in the question. Thank you for watching. If you've liked this video, be sure to subscribe, like and share. Check out my other videos to keep improving your English, and if you have any questions regarding the content of this video, just pop them in the comments below. I'm Mrs. E, and I'll see you soon.